Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, the Silicon Valley Bank fell, done. And people say, hey, what happened? Well, it seems like it was a bank run. So a lot of people went to withdraw their money, and then obviously they didn't have liquidities and others. So they just collapsed, boom, imploded. And you say, well, just a bank. This is just the beginning. Why am I saying the beginning? I've seen this in other countries before, and I lived through one that had these things happening maybe every year, 5 of them or so. You put your money in your bank, and then the bank closes, takes your money, and bye-bye, you don't see your money. That was a very high inflation economy, bad economy, working in a deficit, kind of like ours right now. So there are certain signs that remind me of those times. That was Romania between 1990 and 1998, something like that, where nothing was certain over there. Don't put your money in a bank. Keep it under your pillow if you have them. Or, I don't know, in your sock. So let's see what's going on over here. Maybe you remember the 2008 here in the United States of America, when the government showed up and bailed out all those big bankers and corporations that were like GM. They were not profitable. They should just fall, because if I don't make my payments for whatever I have to make my payments, then they will take my whatever I have. It's not going to be the neighborhood paying for me, or I pay for the neighborhood, but here we paid for those weasels. So what's going on with this bank? I'm going to start first with this very, very low intelligence, but she's the Treasury Secretary, unfortunately, Janet Yellen, saying that the US government won't bail out Silicon Valley. For now. I think it's too late anyway, but we'll see. I think it's all done. So what happened here? It's right here. It says Silicon Valley's bank's spectacular implosion began late Wednesday when it surprised investors with news that it needed to raise $2.25 billion to shore up its balance sheet. Reassurances from the Silicon Valley's bank CEO were not enough to stop the bank run, and depositors withdrew more than $42 billion by the end of the day Thursday, setting the stage for the second largest bank failure in the history of the United States of America, my friends. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation said Friday that it will cover up to $250,000 per depositor if you have only this. So this is what happens with these weasels. All right, and now we go to this one right here, and it says, according to Sputnik, Federal Reserve to provide additional funds to U.S. banks. What does that tell you? Is that this? Is that? They give them money, funds, just numbers. That's what they give. So they have it on their sheet whenever things happen. So it's unbelievable, man. It's like you owe something, and someone else is going to give you some money so you can make your payments. But the money doesn't come from you, it's coming from someone else. So the US Federal Reserve System will allocate funds to American banks to ensure financial stability following the Silicon Valley Bank SVB failure, according to a joint statement. All this cannot be good. I mean, however, these guys are trying to portray, oh yeah, we have this many jobs, yes, we increased the lowest unemployment, we're doing just fine. No, we're not. How long before you guys realize, the ones that don't? And I'm quoting, the Federal Reserve Board on Sunday announced it will make available additional funds to eligible depository institutions to help assure banks have the ability to meet the needs of all their depositors. The joint statement from the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, Federal Reserve Board Chairman Jerome Powell, and Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation FDIC Chairman Martin Grunberg. Grunberg, is that Zelensky? Oh, Grunberg. We got a Grunberg and we got a Yellen. Go and check them beautiful bios, and you will not be surprised. The depositors' savings will remain safe. Okay, good for you. I'm glad to hear. That's why money, money, money. Okay, whoever has it. So let's go to the next one. Boom. Jerusalem Post. Oh my God, these guys are stressed as shit. They say right here, Silicon Valley Bank fallout starts to spread around the world. All right. What do you think about that? Should we impose more sanctions on Russia? So, I don't know, man. Some big stuff is happening. Look here. Silicon Valley Bank had branches in Canada, the UK, China, Denmark, Germany, India, Israel, and Sweden. And the scenes coming out of California are just the beginning. Now, I read another article. Canadian government seized the properties, the assets of Silicon Valley Bank. I don't know, like half an hour ago. I read it. So it's done. And it's just the beginning of what? Let's see what these guys are saying. Startup founders the fallout from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank is beginning to spread around the world. So the loss of deposits has the potential to cripple the sector and set the ecosystem back 20 years, they said in the letter seen by Bloomberg. Many businesses will be sent into involuntary liquidation overnight. Was this planned? Was this a coincidence? Because if you look here, look what happened here. Right here. Reassurances from Silicon Valley Bank CEO were not enough to stop the bank run. And depositors withdrew more than $42 billion. Who has $42 billion to withdraw in 5 hours? By the end of Thursday. So this started Wednesday, late Wednesday, and by Thursday, the next day, the end of the day, in one day, depositors withdrew $42 billion. Why? What are you talking about? And this guy, this is very suspicious, to me at least. But hey, we're going to find out later. And right now you find out this thing that these guys are saying. Where is it? Right here. The loss of deposits has the potential to cripple the sector, the international banking system, and set the ecosystem back 20 years. Many businesses will be sent into involuntary liquidation overnight. So, this crisis will start on Monday, and so we call on you to prevent it now. UK startup founders and chief executive officers said in the letter to Hunt. Anyway, this is what's going to be bad. Well, customers try to access money with little success. You got your money in your bank? No money for you. If you have less than $250,000, seems like. It says here in Canada, this bank financial group unit in the country reported $435 million Canadian dollars, 314 million US dollars in secure loans last year, double the 212 million Canadian dollars a year earlier. Regulatory filings show its customers include e-commerce software, blah, 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 blah. So, concerned a little bit? I mean, if you have money, yeah, concerned. But not only that, because if that starts falling, businesses fall. And if businesses fall, people get unemployed. When people get unemployed, what happened? You know what happened? Bad. So is this going to be a global, someone pulled the plug? We're going to find out in about 10 years. As of now, not good. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.